We decided to discuss how you handle your emotions in this session, right?
Yes, this is really important to me. I have a really bad relationship with my father. Every time we get into arguments and fights, and then I go and have alcohol.
Can you tell me how you feel when you have these fights with your father?
I get terribly upset when he starts scolding me for minor things.
Mm-hmm. And then what happens?
I just can't tolerate him scolding me and getting angry at me for no good reason. And I start thinking he still treats me like a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And then I get even more angry with him and can't hold myself back.
Mm-hmm. So your father scolding you for small things makes you feel angry and upset?
Yes.
But does this happen every time your father scolds you?
Most of the time, I guess. But sometimes I think that he's just getting old and I should not argue and start fighting with him like that.
Mm-hmm. And what happens when you react to a scolding in this way?
I just get up and go from there. That helps me control my anger.
Have you realized one thing? That though the situation of your father scolding you remains the same, your reaction varies. Sometimes you become angry and at other times you don't. What might be the reason for this?
Yeah, but I'm not sure.
Can I try to explain to you what I think is happening here?
Hmm.
Generally, we think that our emotions are a reaction to the situation. But if that was the case, then your reaction to the situation of your father scolding you would be the same every time. But as you yourself said a while ago, that is not the case, right?
Yes, right.
Your reaction to the situation changed in the second instance because you changed your thinking. The first time you were thinking that my father is treating me like a kid and therefore you got angry. But in the second time, you thought that your father is getting old and that you should not take his comments too seriously, and you were able to ignore them and control your anger.
Yes, that's right.
Mhm. So, can you just summarize what we have discussed?
Whatever the situation is, I should think positively and not let my emotions take control of my life.
That's a great summary. So, what will you do the next time that your father starts to scold you?
I'll think that he's getting old and I should not argue and fight with him so much.
Great. And hopefully, you will be able to control your anger and you may not think of going for a drink.
Yes, mostly when I don't fight and don't get angry, I don't drink.
Mhm. So, can we try this over the next week?
Sure, I will.